Hi there. I just want to ask you a question. What happens when your loved one needs adjusting because of adjusting within themselves? Maybe things are changing within your loved one. What do you need to do as a caregiver? What needs to happen? What adjustments need to happen? That's what we're going to discuss on Chatting It Up with CJ. So let's get down to the actual question. What do you do when things start to change within your loved one? As a caregiver, caregiving is never easy. It's not anything that I would wish upon anyone. It's probably one of the hardest jobs you'll ever have to do. However, there's always love behind it. Even if you don't get along with that particular person, deep down inside, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be doing it. I know. When I took care of my mom, we didn't get along for most of my life. But I will say this, deep down inside, if I removed all the walls, removed everything, I loved my mom. And I wanted to do what was right for her. Because deep down inside, I couldn't abandon the thought of taking care of her. It just wasn't part of who I was. And I'm sure with your loved one, whoever it may be, deep down inside, you really do care. And if you didn't, there's still goodness inside of you that you want to do the right thing. So when things start to change, you have to adjust. And that's something that you don't think about because maybe you just made the agreement with yourself that, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to be caring for this person. But you didn't think about the stuff that comes ahead. You didn't think about, well, things will change, but they do. They always change. The problem with dementia is it doesn't get any better. The issue of caring for an elderly loved one who maybe doesn't have dementia, their life is continuing forward and it's not going to improve. When their health is in jeopardy, it will be in decline. The question is, what do you do when that decline starts being more prevalent? Well, the obvious is you need to make adjustments. You need to make adjustments for that loved one, whatever it may be, but you also make adjustments for yourself. You know, you have to remember one thing, and people forget this. You, the caregiver, you're just as important as the very person that you're taking care of. You're absolutely nothing for that loved one if you don't take care of yourself. That being said, sometimes we set our goals to be quite lofty. Maybe they're a little bit unrealistic, or maybe they're just too demanding that you cannot keep up with it. We all do it. I did it. But when you set these types of goals for yourself to be that person for that loved one, you can't make it happen. Sometimes people receive guilt in response to that. Don't do that. When you start making lofty demands of yourself, the only way to fix it is to be more realistic with yourself. Sometimes your loved one's abilities are not able to help you anymore. Maybe there's things shifting so much that you realize, I need to do what I never thought I would need to do, and that's ask for help. Asking for help could be anything. Asking another person to be your backup. Asking for help just to do the everyday average things in life because you can no longer get to it. That is normal. But you need to break out of yourself of being the superhero. Nobody's a superhero. You need to look at you as the caregiver as needing the help. It's okay because that happens. We all fall short to some degree. In caregiving, we always imagine how we will be. Sometimes we can't meet up to that, and that's okay. You need to get help from another person, some other, maybe a source, a resource of some sort. Or maybe you've decided, I'm going to take care of my loved one at home. I'm going to do everything that they want me to do. And then you find out you can't. It's just too much. And you start to look at things differently. Like, man, do I need to put you in a care facility? Do I need to place you in a place outside of your own home? The guilt will be heavy. The disappointment that you can't meet up for that becomes heavy. Don't do that to yourself. Because realistically, sometimes you just can't do it anymore. For myself, I had to be realistic that my mom was no longer physically able to help me when she needed help being bedridden. I didn't have enough hands. There was just me. Sometimes you need to come to reality. And no, you're not a failure. It's just the demands became too much for one person to bear. Your goals became too high. Don't look at yourself as a failure, and don't let that guilt creep up in you, because it destroys your spirit. It destroys who you are. Don't think because your loved one maybe not be able to communicate properly that they don't understand. They see, they hear, they know. They just may not be able to express the way you're used to. You can have disappointment and sadness. I want you to know that that's normal too. But everything is temporary. See things realistically where you're at this moment. Because me, look at me, where I sit. I sit in a studio of creativity. My imagination's pretty big. Sometimes I create a picture of what I want to do, what all these grandiose ideas, and I'm not able to reach them. It doesn't mean I won't reach them. It's just I'm not be able to reach them in the way that I've imagined. Sometimes it comes in the form of a different type of assistance. Maybe it comes with help. Maybe my picture was too big. I can't be everything. And sometimes in caregiving, you discover you can't be everything also. That does not make you a failure. It just, the caregiving got too big. And I want you to know it's okay. So what do you do when things change? You make the proper adjustment that is good for your circumstance. That's good for you, and that's good for your loved one. Because let's remember, if you had to put them in a care facility, you're doing it because you love them enough to get them help. And you love yourself enough to give yourself a break so that you can be that one person to that loved one, not constantly busy, trying to make it happen. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these two nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat, so we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.